Microsoft Dynamics. Uh, Let me just share the agenda for today's webinar. We will be covering our company overview, and we will talk a little bit about how we focus, what is our approach on digital transformation projects, what is Microsoft's vision of Microsoft Dynamics 365 and its KI capabilities. What subtopics we'll be covering under the general ledger module and the real estate solution, and then there will be a technical presentation on the general ledger module and real estate solution, which will be covered by our senior functional consultant, Mr. Kevin, who has joined us. And then we will take up all your questions and they will be answered by our experts. With me, I have, as I said, I have our senior functional consultant, Mr. Kevin Joseph, who has deep expertise in finance, Microsoft Dynamics 365 finance. And I have my marketing associate, Anjana, to assist throughout this webinar. So these are some of the past sessions that we have done. We have been on a spree of uh, uh, dispersing knowledge around Microsoft Dynamics 365. We have done almost 9 webinars. We have done one roundtable conference as well at the Microsoft office. Almost all the major topics have been covered. Some of them have been covered in depth. Some of them have been covered in at a high level. This particular series is on top of all these sessions because these are some of the solutions that we have developed on Microsoft Dynamics 365. Specifically on the finance side, we do have a lot many solutions on the operations and supply chain side, which we will be definitely we'll be covering in the next webinar series. All these videos are available on our website. You can see the link over here. Our marketing associate Anjana will put up this link on the chat box, so you can access all these videos, all these webinars. Some of them have been converted into bite-sized videos so that you can search a specific topic and go through that particular video to enhance your knowledge. So these are the 3 sessions that we will be covering in Advanced Finance Solution series. The first one, as you know, is optimizing general ledger and custom real estate management. Tomorrow we will have our second session on bank management, treasury management, and investment management. And on Thursday we will have a session on advanced budgeting and financial reporting with custom solutions that we have developed. A little bit about our company, the Solution Consulting. We have been a Microsoft partner from last 8 years. We have been in the business from last 8 years, and recently we have become a Microsoft solution partner, which requires a lot many checks to score full scores out of certain parameters such as infrastructure, data and AI, business applications. So we have a tremendous journey, growth journey from becoming a Microsoft solution to becoming a Microsoft solution partner from a gold Microsoft partner. At the moment, our current team strength is 130 plus. We have 130 plus consultants, technical and functional, across different domains: finance, supply chain, commerce, project management, retail. We have delivered in last 7 years. We have delivered 100 plus projects. We have done almost 50 plus full ERP implementations, and we are proud to say that in a market in ERP segment where 50 to 60% of the ERP implementations are not 100% successful, all of our projects have been 100% successful, and majority of the clients are still working with us. We are providing them support and maintenance services. We are headquartered in UAE, Dubai. We have our office in Riyadh as well in Saudi Arabia, and we have our 2 delivery centers in Kochi and Hyderabad in India. In terms of services that we offer everything under Microsoft Dynamics umbrella. be it finance, supply chain, CRM. These are all the products under Microsoft Dynamics 365 business applications. HR and payroll, Power BI, any kind of data migration, cloud migration that you require. In terms of services that we offer, end-to-end IT consultation, end-to-end project implementation, any third-party integration, on the top customization for your process or industry needs. We do provide support and maintenance contracts, and we have analytic business service as well. In terms of the capability that we have developed across industries, we have deep expertise in retail, healthcare, manufacturing, core manufacturing. Couple of banks we have worked with. We have worked with couple of money exchanges as well. Real estate, we have worked with 3, 4 companies. Delivered end-to-end projects. In oil and gas sector, we have some couple of big companies that we have worked with. Recently, we have acquired 2, 3 education clients, and we have delivered Microsoft Dynamics full-fledged solutions for the education industry as well. Technology, telecom companies, transportation, logistics, distribution companies, and infrastructure companies. We have also worked with. Uh, just a philosophy that we follow. We are not a sales driven organization. We are a delivery centric organization. That's why uh, almost 95% of the uh, employees, team strength in the company are technical and functional consultants, and we have less than 1% attrition in our company. So, if we are going to deploy a particular team on your project, there is a 99% chance that that particular team will always be available with you. No attrition will happen in that team, and they will successfully deliver that particular project. This is the philosophy that we follow on our digital transformation projects. We say that it's the we say that we are not solving your technology problem, but we are solving your business problem through technology. So the technology problem is just the tip of the iceberg. The infra, the application part, upgrading your infrastructure, maybe moving into cloud, or maybe an on-premise implementation, building or implementing your ERP implementation through business applications. It's just the tip of the iceberg, but we target your business model, how you can adopt those changes so that your organization can prepare for growth and prepare for any uncertainty. We try to imbibe a culture of data-driven decision making, so that all the employees, stakeholders, customers, they have enough data in front of them, enough information in front of them if they want to make any decision. And the culture of taking decisions through data is what we want to imbibe through a digital transformation project. For those who are new to Microsoft One Data Platform, Microsoft has been promoting this One Data Platform from long. You guys would be knowing the productivity solutions, be it Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, Excel, Outlook, Teams. We have all been using these applications from long. But on top of it, Microsoft has a lot of other applications as well, which will encompass the management of your overall business, be it business applications or low code, no code based solutions from Power Apps. As you can see in business applications from finance, supply chain, marketing, sales, customer service, field service, every process is covered under all these business applications, and your business can be managed end to end, and all of them are seamlessly integrated so that it gives you a holistic view of your complete data. No third party integrations are allowed in probably I can say that this is not completely available in any of the tier 1 ERP, but Microsoft, since it's a legacy company, it is able to provide you all the systems in place, be it as Azure OpenAI service, be it the cloud infrastructure that Microsoft has built over the years. Everything is available in Microsoft One Data Platform so that you can manage your business end to end from these set of applications. Microsoft has been promoting their vision for AI-led ERP system with Copilot that is centered around integrating the artificial intelligence into enhanced productivity, streamlined operations, delivering smart decision-making capabilities. As you can see that Copilot has built a lot many use cases from with all the business applications, be it finance, supply chains, commerce, human resource, project operations. All these business applications have use cases under Copilot. The Copilot is embedded into Microsoft Dynamics 365 suite, and it serves as an intelligent assistant that can significantly transform how businesses currently operate by completely end-to-end 100% automating their routine tasks, providing valuable insights, again better decision making through natural language interpretation. So the next set of efficiency and effectiveness is going to come through AI-led ERP solutions, and Microsoft is taking a very good leap into these kind of business applications. So coming back to the session, these are the subtopics that we are going to cover today. You can just have a look at these all these subtopics. Whatever that you are looking for in this particular session will be covered. If you have any questions related to these, you can just post them in the chat box. Meanwhile, Anjana, just to understand the kind of audience that we have and the level of knowledge that you have with respect to Microsoft Dynamics, we are just going to run a poll so that our consultant knows the kind of audience we have and how much in depth we have to cover these sessions today. Anjana, can you please run the poll?
Yes, Anshul. So I've launched the poll. Please go through this and choose an option that best suits you so we have a better understanding of the audience. We have some more responses to come through. I request you all to please respond to the poll.
We have almost 70 people in the session. Only 36 people have responded. It would help us to uh, deliver the session effectively if we get to know the kind of audience we have today. So I would request you to please uh, select the relevant option in the poll. Almost everybody is very quite well versed with Microsoft Dynamics, as we can see. Almost 70% know about Dynamics. Some of them are looking to implement Dynamics, or mostly 50% of them have already implemented some version of Microsoft Dynamics. So that is good to know.
Okay, just in case if you have missed the poll window, please go to the chat option and you can see the poll in the chat so that you can respond there.
Kevin, I'll pass the baton to you. You can start presenting.
Okay. Hope I'm audible to everyone.
Yes, Kevin.
Yeah, thank you. Hi, team. Myself, Kevin Joseph. I'm from the TSC family, and I'm working here as a finance consultant. Now, let me share my screen. Hope my screen is visible to everyone.
Yes,
Yes,
Kevin.
Kevin.
Yeah. Okay. So my topics for the presentations are general ledger module and the real estate module. As you know that from the poll, it is understood that most of the attendees are well aware about the T365 product and how system is performing and all. And uh, the general ledger module is the standard module which is available in the system. By default, it will be there. And the real estate module is the custom module which is developed from our end, our company, TSC. So this is a custom module, and general ledger module is the standard module which is available. So let's directly go to the topics. I will be starting with the general ledger module first. So as Anshul mentioned in the introduction, we will be covering the main features which are available in the general ledger module, and then we will be starting with our the second topic, real estate, that is a custom module. So, as an introduction, I will say that general ledger module, it is like, so before starting with the general ledger, let's understand how D365 works in on overall, like for the people who are not aware about the product. So in D365, uh, module concept is there. Based on the business, it will be divided into different modules like account receivable module, fixed asset module, accounts payable module, budget, cash and bank, fixed asset, sales and marketing, project management, then procurement and sourcing, inventory, expense management, asset management, like that. Based on the business transaction type, it is divided, and we can control the user access. You can give the specific access to the user, you can get the full access, and all these things are available in the system. Now what is important of this general ledger module, I will tell you. General ledger module will act as a bridging module between the other modules like AP, AR, FA, cash and bank, inventory, because all the postings that will happen to these particular modules are based on the setup that we are doing in the GL module. Okay. Now let's start with the features which are there in the GL module. The first and very important thing in a GL module or entire D365 is the chart of accounts. We are using the system to pass the financial transaction and post the data in a correct manner and get the report and get the analysis based on the transaction we are posted. So chart of accounts is the first and foremost things that we need to set up in the general ledger module and in the D365. So what is a chart of accounts? You, I know that everyone is aware about ledger transactions, ledger and all. So in D365, instead of ledger, we will be using the term called main accounts. It is as similar as, it's same as ledger. So a cluster or a group of ledger which is grouped together, and it is putting under the grouped under the chart of accounts. It is a global master which is available in the system. What is it then? Now the question will come like, what is a global master? Now you can see this particular company USMR. Okay, like this many companies I can create in this particular n number of companies I can create in this particular D365 based on the requirement. Maybe we will be having an operation in different countries, so based on the country wise we will be creating the legal entity, or based on the transaction type you are classifying the company, and you will be creating a different legal entities. So legal entity can be different, and though I have mentioned this chart of accounts as a global master, you can use this particular chart of accounts for all the legal entity. So only one chart of accounts is required for entire legal entity, irrespective of its region, transaction, or whatever it is. This is the business option, whether to use a different chart of accounts for different legal entity, or they can use the same chart of accounts for the all the legal entity. It is up to the business only. Based on the business decision, it will be taken. Now let's talk about the chart of accounts in detail. Chart of accounts will have a main account number. This will be a unique one. We cannot duplicate this particular number in the chart of accounts. And you can give the name to the main account. And the important thing is that once you create a chart of accounts, you have to specify to the system like what is the main account type. Like revenue will be there, expense will be there, liability will be there, then asset will be there. Like that, based on the main account type, each main account will perform. So once you select this particular account type now, there's a debit and credit will update based on that. And on top of that, another feature available is that you can see this particular checkbox: do not allow manual entry option. This is the another feature which is available in D365. Like how it will act, I will explain you. Like we have the concept called submaster concept or subledger concept is there. So what is this? We can create customer master, we can create vendor master, we can create fixed asset master, inventory master, bank master, and everything. So this master is the we can create in relevant module for posting the transaction. In AR module, we will create customer, AP, vendor, cash and bank, like that we will create. Now, once we create these masters, we will set up in the system. Like once we do a transaction with any value in this master, I created a customer A, and I posted a transaction. So I can give the direction to the system through the setups that if I am posting this particular customer, this particular main account should fetch and transaction should hit in that particular account. Let's assume I have a vendor. Vendor I created as a local vendor, and I have a main account in my chart of accounts, a local vendor, accounts payable local. Okay. Now in the setup, I will define the setup like vendor A, if I'm posting a transaction in vendor A, it should hit in this particular main account. Like that, I will create a posting profile and I will update there. And next thing, what I will do is that for that particular main account, I will enable this particular checkbox. So user won't be able to post any direct transaction to that particular main account. Instead of that, they can select the relevant vendor and post it. The benefit of this particular checkbox is that once you take the subledger balances, submaster balances, if I am pulling the vendor balance for a particular period, or a customer balance for a particular period, bank balance for a particular period, fixed asset balance for a particular period, my submaster balance or a subledger balance will match with the TB balance. There won't be any difference. Because the reason is that I'm not posting any transaction apart from otherwise than through the submasters. So if you enable this particular checkbox, you won't be able to post a transaction. And these main accounts we will be attaching to the submaster transaction, like how I explained AP, AR, FA, cash and bank, inventory, and all. Okay. Now we will quickly move to the another option which is available. It is suspend option. Like you can create a number of main accounts here. There is no limit for that. But what happens in sometimes, like business is deciding that they don't want to continue with a particular main account. Whatever the balance is there, they wanted to transfer to another control account or just close the existing main account. Okay. So for that, what they can do is that they can use the suspend option. Okay, this is another thing. Then exchange rate type option is there. Then default currency is there. Then I explained you like initially chart of accounts is a global master. It can be linked to many different legal entities irrespective of the transaction or the classification of the legal entity. So what happens in sometimes, like I have a business in US and I have a business in India. Main accounts that I have created may be relevant for US only. I don't want those main accounts to be appear in the China legal entity. So unnecessary, the users in China will see the main accounts that I have created in the US legal entity, because this is a global master and I have attached the same master for both the legal entity. So how can I restrict the unwanted main accounts to my China legal entity? For that, we have the option called legal entity override. Here you can specify if now new sales is one of the main account. I don't want to see this particular main account in USM of legal entity. I can select this legal entity here, and I can suspend that one, so that it won't affect the USM of legal entity. You won't be able to see any transaction, or you won't be able to see this particular main account as a drop down while posting a transaction. So this is the basic idea, like how we will be creating a chart of accounts, and how this will behave in the GL module. Now let's go to the another feature, one of the main feature which is available in D365, that is financial dimension. So what is this financial dimension? Now I can explain it through one small example. I have some traveling costs to be posted in the system, and I have different business departments available. Department 1, 2, and 3. There are 3 departments available. So management required to post this transaction, and they need to know how much expense for the traveling cost they are spending for a department, each department. How they will be know that while posting the transaction, how they can mark something to differentiate with the department. So here arises the concept of financial dimension. That is, we have one we can divide the financial dimension into default financial dimension and a custom made financial dimension. So what is a default financial dimension? Default financial dimensions are the dimensions which are already there in the system. One example is department, business unit, vendor, customer, fixed asset. These are like how I explained before. These are the submaster which is available in the system. So these things you can use as a financial dimension as well. When you post a transaction, you can attach this particular dimension to each main account, a series of main account, a specific main account. And based on the setup you are doing, you will be able to get the drop down of the relevant dimension. Now, say for example, to the traveling expense main account, you are attaching department, and you can make the department dimension as a mandatory for that particular main account or an optional. So what is this optional and mandatory concept? You can define to the system, while I am selecting the traveling main account, I need to see the department as a financial dimension, and I have to select one value. If I'm not selecting the value, it should not allow me, the user to post a transaction. This is the mandatory dimension I'm setting in the system. Or I can specify that either they can update the dimension value, or they can post the transaction without giving the values there. So like that, you can play around with the dimension. And why we are using these dimension and all that, to pull the report based on the management requirement for the reporting purpose and analysis. So as I mentioned before, the dimensions are divided into default dimension and custom dimension. Default dimension is already in the master, and the custom dimension, one example is that a new requirement to the management, like they wanted to have a customer segment. There is no customer segment dimension as a default available in the system. But what you can use that, you can actually you can see this particular form, like here you will be defining the dimension. These are the default dimensions which are available, and here one option called custom dimension. You can select this, and you can create the custom dimension as per your requirement, and you can activate it and add the values, like customer segment, like segment 1, segment 2, segment 3, like an example. You can define it, and you can post a transaction based on that. Once after you creating this one, you need to attach that particular dimension within the main account. This is the process, and this is how the dimension will work. Now, I have already explained like a dimension is created and how the dimension work. Now, how we will define in the system, like this particular dimension should attach it to this particular main account. There arises the concept of another feature called accounting structure. In the accounting structure, you can specify the series of main account. This dot dot represent the range, like from here to here you have to select some these particular dimensions are there. Means once you select a main account, in between these series you will be getting these dimensions as a drop down. and either it will be mandatory or it's an optional. That's up to the business based on their requirement. So accounting structure is the place where we will be attaching the main account series and attaching that particular with the dimension. Now let's assume another scenario. Now I have this particular series. uh, just assume that there is no business unit. I'm starting with the department, worker, cost center, and unit. These are the dimensions which I made it as mandatory. Now, one of the scenario in business is came like I wanted to, in this particular series, to a particular main account, I wanted to add business unit as well. But here, if I add this particular business unit now, it will be mandatory for all. Means it will you will be getting the drop down of a business unit for all the main accounts there. So I don't want that. I wanted the business unit to a specific only one main account which is covered in this particular series. So how we will fulfill that particular requirement is through the advanced rules is there. In the advanced rules, even though you are specifying the range and everything in the accounting structure, you can actually, on top of that accounting structure, you can further specify additional condition to this particular advanced rule. Anyway, this series already covered there. Again, I am just giving the instruction that for this particular series, I need the business unit as well. So only for this particular series, the business unit will come. For the other, it won't. And this is how a transaction look like. I will be creating a journal, and then once I select my main account, this is the drop down. You can either type the main account number or you can type the main account name there. Automatically based on that match policy, it will you will be getting the drop down, and you need to select the main account. And based on the main account, what all in the accounting structure, what all are the dimensions you are attached, you will be getting as a drop down. So you can click on these fields, automatically the values which are attached. Now I selected the business unit. What all are the values which is there in the business unit, it will come as a drop down and they can select that one. So this is how the dimension will work and advanced rules and accounting structure will work. Now see this particular form, ledger setup. Why this is important is that I explained regarding the chart of accounts, this accounting structure, then currency. I will explain to you later. The currency is there, then financial calendar is there. That also I will explain. So these things are there, and all these are global masters. You can use anywhere and any company. Okay, so how you will merge all these and how you will attach this global master to a specific legal entity. There arises the concept of ledger setup. In the ledger setup, you will select the chart of accounts, then calendar, the accounting structure, currency, and everything, and then save it. Then only you will be able to post a transaction in this particular legal entity called USMF. Here is the bridging, here is the linking or a mapping form for posting the transaction for all the modules. Without this, there won't be any posting will happen. Now let's discuss the business balancing financial dimension, also the concept of balancing financial dimension. So what is this balancing financial dimension? Now let's assume I need to get a trial balance, a tallied trial balance, not only in the main account level, but also the financial dimension level as well. I need to get my TV based on a business unit as well. Directly, I need to generate in the system. So there arises the concept of balancing financial dimension, and we will map this whatever the dimension you wanted to do, you wanted to have in the balancing dimension. Select here. Okay, this is linked to the financial dimension master, and you need to select this. So once you select this particular main account here, whatever the accounting structure you have created, whatever the main account you have 1,000 main accounts, and these 1,000 main accounts, this particular dimension will be mandatory. You cannot post a transaction without selecting a value to this particular business unit. So automatically by default, you will be getting a TB with a tallied business unit wise TB you will be getting. Now go to the another concept called financial dimension set. We have already discussed regarding the financial dimension and how the financial dimension work. Now I need to pull the TB based on the financial dimension. So how I will do that? So answer to this particular question is the financial dimension set. In the financial dimension set, you can have the combination of different dimension. Main account plus business unit and department, main account plus business unit department and cost center, then item group, mm, like that, project, like that, based on the dimensions you have created in the system, you can create the financial dimension set. And once you create the financial dimension set, you can get that as a drop down while running a trial balance. You can specify from date and to date to the trial balance, and then from the drop down you will get those, and then you can run it. So once you run a trial balance, normally you will be seeing the main account. Though we are running the trial balance based on the financial dimension set, based on the dimension set we have configured, the trial balance will generate based on that. Here you can see the same main account has been splitted based on the dimensions that we have posted the transaction. So for the reporting purpose, you will be able to see that how a particular transaction, how each transaction got posted in a dimension. So this is regarding the financial dimension set. Now, as you see that in the ledger setup, the currency, we have the currency master which is inbuilt in the system. Okay, you can create in all the country currency here, and on top of the currency creation you can have the exchange rate as well. Exchange rate date wise you can specify, like USD to euro, I'm just giving one date, 0.75. So what system will do is that when you are posting a transaction, when you are creating a transaction, any transaction in this particular date, okay, or a date from this date to a particular date, it will fetch this exchange rate directly to the transaction. By default, whatever the date you are defining here, it will come there. And if you wanted to change before posting, you can change and you can post it, or system will give the default rate from here. Now let's assume I have another rate I have added with 2024, some date, January 1st, 2024, 0.85. So when I'm posting a transaction from January 1st, 2024, it will fetch the rate which is specified against this particular start date. So like this is how it will be working. This is to and from conversion will happen based on the rate we are giving here. Okay. Now, once we do this transaction with the foreign currency related vendor and customer, it is important to revalue their balance periodically based on the auditing standard or the requirement of the management, reporting requirement of the management. So how we will do that in the system and all, we have to calculate the revaluation amount and we need to post. But D365 providing the facility to calculate the realized and unrealized gain on the foreign currency transaction with the customer and vendor. So you can run every module, account receivable, accounts payable, GL module, and like that. In every module, we have the revaluation option available. So based on the module wise, you can run the revaluation. So and you can specify the rate to revalue, and system will automatically do the revaluation based on the date and the rate you are giving. So, and wherever there is a gain or loss happening, it will fetch the main accounts from here. This is a small posting profile which is there in the ledger. So it will take the main account from here and it will post the transaction automatically. You don't want to worry about it, how this calculation going on and all. It will post the transaction automatically. If you are doing the revaluation manually, it will go to the unrealized gain. Once you settle the transaction with the payment, it will go to the realized gain. Or either it will be partial settlement or a full settlement based on your criteria, how you are settling, how you are posting the transaction. System will manage and post the foreign currency revaluation. Now comes to the newly introduced topic future called financial tag. So what is this financial tag? Financial tag is similar to financial dimension, but we cannot make, as I shown you in the accounting structure, we can make the financial dimensions mandatory, non-mandatory, and all those type of things you cannot do with the financial tag. It is as similar as financial dimension, and it will give some tagging. The name denotes it is a tagging of the transaction with it may be with some custom list you are giving, some text you are giving, or within you can use the same master like how the dimension work. But the good thing is that once you post a transaction with the financial tag, even after posting you realize that this is a wrong transaction you have posted, the financial tag goes wrong, or some description goes wrong. So what you can do is that you can actually use this financial tag. Once you post a transaction with the financial tag and later you realize that the tag is wrong, you can edit and you can correct that even after posting. But if you are dealing with a financial dimension, once you post a transaction with the dimension, you cannot edit that wrong dimension value. You need to reverse and you need to correct with the post transaction. So this is like an additional information. It cannot you cannot pull a TB based on the financial tag and all. But on top of that, it is a value addition that system is giving, that on top of the dimension you can have some additional information. You can add some additional information to the voucher. So this will be beneficial for the users who are using the reconciliation process. While taking a voucher dump and all, you can get the financial tagging information there. So it will be a value addition to do the reconciliation much more faster. So that is related to a financial tag. So as I mentioned, you can have a text list and a custom list. List means the submaster which is there. Custom list is that you from your end, like how a custom dimension you are creating, like that you can create, and text also possible. Now come to the very important topic called journal names. So what is a journal? Journals are used to post the transaction, as I mentioned before, based on the transaction, based on the business processes. Our D365 is dividing the modules: APAR, FA, fixed asset, cash and bank management, and all. Okay. So based on that, you need to create the journals. Okay. If I wanted to post a direct invoice, I need to create a journal AP invoice in the accounts payable module. If I want to post a transaction in the customer payment, I wanted to create that in the customer account receivable module. I wanted to post a normal petty cash transaction or a JB, I need to create that in a GL module. Like that requirement will be there. And this proper classification is better for the understanding as well. So how we will do this one? So in the journal names, you can create the journals, and the triggering point for the classification will be the journal type. You can see this one. Here we can, if it is a daily means, all the transaction will rely, all the journals will rely in the general ledger module. If it's a customer payment or a fixed asset posting, it will rely on the that relevant module. So the triggering point will be from the journal type. Okay. And on top of this, you can have another many other controls, like approval concept is there. The person who is creating the journal should not post a transaction until and unless there is a proper approval from a approval group, means higher management. So if you activate this particular toggle button and attaching a group, approval group, a user group to this, the user who is creating that particular transaction won't be able to post directly. It will go to the approval. They will request for the approval. The approval check the transaction and then they will post. Now on top of this, again you can have one more control called workflow. Workflow is it will be a formal workflow. Like in this journal, we will create some workflows, and the person who is creating that particular journal, they need to send the journal for the approval of the top manager. Same purpose, but this will give more clarity on the transaction. It will give the notification to the higher management that there is a transaction that need to be checked and that need to be approved or rejected based on the decision that they are taking. So they will be getting the notification in their homepage itself. They will see what all are the pending workflows they need to check. So and it will give all the logs, like whether it's approved by the management, whether it's rejected, and why it is rejected. Like that, all the log will be there in this particular workflow. Then voucher number series is another important thing, that to track the transaction anyway, you need to differentiate each transaction. So voucher number sequence can be configured for each voucher, and that voucher number will act as a identification mark, and easily at the time of auditing and also reconciliation and all, they will be able to differentiate the transaction with the voucher number. These are all the user specific things, and user can define based on their scenario. Okay. Now let's come to the general journal. Like in the journal module, we have the general journals. Once you click new, that you will be getting this particular drop down. From here, you can select the journal you wanted to. Once you select that, you need to go to the lines, and then you can see this line here. You can select the ledger, you can select the customer from the drop down, and you can post a transaction. Now, this is how normal transaction will work. Now, another important feature in D365 is the intercompany accounting. So, what is this intercompany accounting? And in my first example, I have a legal entity in US, and I have another legal entity in China. Now, anyway, one second. I will be having the transaction with both the companies. USMA will be having the transaction with the China company, and this China company will having the entity transaction with the US company. So if you are posting a transaction, if it's an intercompany transaction, what system will do is that we need to do a setup. Initially, this is a one-time setup. We need to define the debit and credit account. This will be the intercompany account receivable and intercompany accounts payable account in the legal entities. We need to define this particular main account, and you can post a transaction. Once you post a transaction in one legal entity, automatically the corresponding entry will be there in the other legal entity. It is automated, so there is no concept like there is a mismatch between the intercompany ledgers. It will always it will be tallied. So first we need to do this particular setup, and you need to come. We need to open a journal, and you can see the company. You can select the company here. This is in the USMF entity. By default, it will come USMF, and you can select the account type. Now I am selecting the bank, and from the bank, I'm just selecting the USMF operating bank, putting one transaction, and here I changed the offset company USSI. Let's assume this USSI in China. So this the meaning of this particular transaction is that I am paying for a particular expense for China legal entity. So there is a receivable need to be created in this in USMF, and there is a payable need to be created in the China legal entity. Now once I post a transaction, see the voucher. There's a, as I mentioned before, the intercompany receivable have been created here for the 15,000, and the bank got credited. Now this is, you can see this entity USMF. Now in the corresponding the other legal entity USSI, the China legal entity, you see this one, intercompany payable have been created, and travel expenses expense that the other company have paid on behalf of this particular legal entity. Now this is the simultaneous transaction. Once you post the in USMF, automatically the other corresponding legal entity transaction will trigger, and it will get posted. So there won't be any concept of missing the transaction and balance issue in the this thing intercompany transaction ledgers. Now we'll come to the other topic called periodic journal. So what is this periodic journal? Periodic journal, the best example for this periodic journal is that salary expense you are posting in a transaction. Every month you will be posting the transaction, and it will be a big journal. So the person who is creating in that particular journal a hectic task, they need to create every month, and they need to spend more time through the manual process. Only they will be able to create the journal, and then they need to verify and post. But if it is a repeated transaction which is happening every month, every day, or a particular period, you can can define that particular transaction one time in the periodic journal. This is a form. Okay, the periodic form you can define the amount, the account, the offset, and the frequency, and frequency as well, the unit and all. Okay, the currency, everything. So once you define here, and you can retrieve those transactions based on your requirement in the journal. Once you open the journal, under the period journal, there is a retrieve option is there. Once you click that one, you will be able to see all the periodic uh, forms, periodic templates that you have created in the system. Based on the requirement, you can select this and run it. So automatically what system will do is that it will update, just copy and paste the transaction from the template you have created. So this will save time. And on top of that, if any correction now, you can manually do it, or through the Excel ID you can easily do it with the less time. So this will save the time. So this is the purpose of the periodic journal in the journal module. Now we'll come to the accrual scheme. So as you know, we know that the accrual scheme is a common concept which is there in expense and also in the revenue. If I am collecting some income in advance, or I am paying one expense in advance to a particular vendor, I need to account this one. And periodically, I wanted to transfer that from that particular control account to the actual P&L account. Either it will be an expense, either it will be an income based on the transaction. Now, this is a manual process I have to do, but system is giving an option to do it automatically. That is called an accrual scheme. Accrual scheme is a setup that based on the, now let's assume I'm paying rent I'm paying in advance, and every month I wanted to, I'm paying a rent for 1 year in advance. In the start of the contractual period, I'm just paying it. So every month and I need to transfer a portion, the equal portion of the amount to the relevant P&L account. So how I will manage that? For this particular question, the answer is the accrual concept, which is available in the system. Accrual scheme. So here you can specify the control account you are using, how frequently you are using, what is the frequency, what is the number of occurrence, and how you wanted to post, whether in the beginning of the month, half, mid of the month, or end of the month. All these you can specify here. This is a one-time setup. Okay. Once you create that particular setup, then the next thing is that in the journal level, you can come here and you can click on the function, and the drop down called ledger accrual is there. You need to click on the ledger accrual, and it will give a same like how you saw that in the periodic transaction. You will be getting the drop down for the master, which is available in the accrual scheme. So here you will select the accrual, accrual identification code for the rent. Now you have selected rent, and then in the transaction before posting, you can see the proposed transaction, how it will work. You can see that this one, from this particular control account, it is transferring to the actual expense account here. This is an actual expense account here. So if you post the first transaction, what system will do is that it will post the prepayment and the bank. This will be the first transaction. But in the back end, it will be allocating that into the proper P&L account based on the date we are defining there. And also you can have the financial tag, the description, everything, those options will be there. So this is how the accrual scheme will work. Okay. Now quickly we'll go to the another option which is available in the ledger allocation group. So what is this ledger allocation? Now let's assume like I have one dimension called department, and sometimes what the end user won't be able to understand to which department they are posting the transaction. So I have department 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So because of this hardship, what management have decided that they have added one more dimension value called common. Okay, COMMON, common. So wherever they are not able to understand to which department they wanted to post, they will select this. So most of the case, what happens, the end user will be selecting that one. Okay. So after month end, the management decided that whatever lying in this common transaction, it should be splitted on a percentage basis to the other department. 20% goes to the department 1, 40% goes to department 2, and for again the remaining person go to department uh, 3. So if how you will manage this particular situation, you cannot manage through the manual entry as well. But if you are doing the manual entry, you need to track the transaction which is already posted to a particular date in this particular in common main account, common dimension value and all. This will again a manual process. They need to sit and they need to the user need to track the transaction in the total. Now what system is giving the option is that a ledger allocation rule is there. You can define the source and destination of the ledger allocation rule. So based on the main account and the dimension value, you can decide if the common is there, then split like this. So what system will do is that in the process allocation rule, you can select the rule that you have created in the ledger allocation. And uh, once we post that particular transaction, and this is how the transaction will work. Now let's assume management decided that whatever the transaction which is lying in the department one need to be split to 2, 3, and 4 based on a certain percentage. You can see this one, 75,000 has been splitted based on the rule that we have decided. This is an automatic transaction which is happening in the system. And you can actually put some batch job, periodic batch job there. So you don't want to worry about every month and you need to do this particular transaction manually. Automatically the system will do based on the balance which is lying in the criteria you are defining in the uh, allocation rule. So this is how the allocation will work. Now, already I mentioned in the first slide, we have the calendar is there. So this calendar, based on the requirement, we can define the calendar. So start date, you can based on different business. So some business will start from first the financial year will be first of January to 31st of December. Some may be April to March or September to August, like that. So based on that, you can define the calendar. That is also a global master, and the ledger setup only we will attach. Now, why this ledger calendar is important is that based on the month wise, you can control the postings. Now, let's assume you have closed a January month and you are in February. You started the February transaction. Now you wanted to restrict the user not to post a transaction. Not user should not post any transaction in the closed period, the January, because it's already closed and all the balance got settled and reconciled and all. So how we will manage this one? So for that, you can define the ledger, the calendar status for the legal entity wise or module wise even. So open means anyone can post whatever the transaction they want to any edit. Like if I'm opening it for February, they can post a transaction. If on hold means you cannot post any transaction. This is a soft closure, closure of the period. If you permanently close down, this is a you cannot open for any other further adjustment if required. So it's better, it's recommended that if audit is not over, the closing happened only internally, then it's better to have a on hold soft close. So whenever there is a requirement of an audit adjustment entries to be posted in a particular period, that also you can manage. So it's better to put on hold if you are internally reconciling and closing the month. Then after the audit only go for the permanent close. And here you can see that the module wise control also you can have through the ledger calendar. Now, run financial close, year-end closing procedure. This is the hectic task every accountant will be having, how to manage, and they need to spend a lot of time for the year-end closing. So here, system is giving an automated option to run the financial year-end close process. You can run the fiscal under the year-end close. You can select the legal entity, and you can select the period to which period financial year you need to close, and you can specify the voucher number and you can run. This is a batch job will run in the backend. So based on the retained earnings main account, we have it specified in the setup. We can specify to which main account all the net balance of the revenue and expense should go. That you can define. So that is called a retained earnings. So you can specify that main account there. Automatically system based on the main account type, as we saw in the initial slide, it will go and auto post the transaction, and it will carry forward all the balance sheet, means balance sheet that is asset and liability related main accounts to the next year. All these transactions are auto created one. Now let's assume I closed one period and later I realized that, or after the audit or some other entries had come, I missed some entry. So that is also possible. You can again, you can post a transaction by opening the ledger calendar, and you can post a transaction multiple times. You can run this particular year end close. So automatically system will update the balance based on the transaction you have posted. Okay, you can have the log on the previously run year end close transaction, or you can eliminate. You don't want it to have a log like that. Also, you can mention. So this is the another feature which is available in the D365. Now let me go to the another uh, functionality called Excel add-in. Excel add-in is nothing but just through the Excel option which is available. It's a template which is available, Excel template which is available in each form. Now let's assume I wanted to post a bulk transaction. I have the data, but manually I need to create it. It will be a hectic task for the user. So if they have the data in the Excel, directly they can download. Now let's assume that I wanted to post some transaction 500 line in a journal entity, journal. Okay, so what I can do is that I can download the template from the journal form, and then I can update all the relevant details here and just click publish. So once I click publish, it will automatically update the lines here. For the 500 line, it will update. So Excel add-in option is one of the best add-on feature that which is provided by D365, and this functionality is available in most of the forms which is there in AR, AP, FA, sales order, purchase order, then this budget register entries, then project management, submaster upload, everything it is there, and we can easily manage our data entry through the Excel add-in. So in short, to conclude the GL module, these are the main functionality and the main features which are available in the GL module. With this, I'm concluding the GL part and directly moving to the custom module from our end, that is real estate. Okay. So this is a custom module that we have created inbuilt in our company. So let's start with the real estate custom module. Okay. Now you can see this one. This is the module real estate. Before starting with the module, I wanted to give some terms that is used in the system. Units. Units is nothing but the apartments, the residential or the commercial apartment. It may be a shop or a residential apartment in a building. Then another concept is the master plan. Master plan is nothing but a building complex, the group of buildings. Then building will be there. Then the unit category is there. For an additional information, you can categorize the units like residential, commercial, rental, like anything, like how based on the scenario you will be having. Then we can have a lease contract, then termination of the lease contracts, then renewal of the lease contract, providing discount on the lease contract, invoicing it, then taking the report, linking the fixed asset from the legal entity to the units, then different forms which are available like checking form, acknowledgement, asset verification form, damage claim form, then refund form, the other printout based on the business scenario, how you want, which is available, and also we can customize based on the requirement of each user, each client. So let's goes to the real estate module. You can see the units here. Okay, once we click the unit now, whatever units we have created in the system, which is appear in this particular form. As I mentioned, this unit and is a code. It cannot be duplicated. So based on the business requirement, we can adjust the code, and category is also there. Okay. Now, let me go to the category first. So as I mentioned, this is an additional information like how you wanted to classify your apartments. Okay, whether it is for a shop rental purpose or a housing purpose or investment purpose, like that, you can categorize and you can attach the category to each unit. So while you creating a unit, what all are the important factors you need to consider? Like you can specify the master plan, that is under in which building complex this particular apartment is situated, under which building it is situated, the country, the region, sub-region, location, municipality number, then asset segment, functional type, whether residential or commercial, then what is the name of the landlord, then the measurement areas, floor, the parking, then space type, then unit category like 1 BHK, 2 BHK. This is submaster. These all are submaster. You can create a number of submaster and you can attach submaster value and you can attach this one, the real estate category. Then what is the status of this particular flat? Like once you're creating a flat or an apartment or a unit, both are same, it will be vacant. The initial status will be vacant. If you are attaching this particular unit to a lease contract, then automatically this unit status will be occupied. Why these details are important is that if you want to run a report, you wanted to know which are what all are the apartment which are occupied and which is vacant. I wanted to know in one click. I wanted to know how many 1 BHK flats are there. I wanted to know what is a resident, what all are the residential apartment are there. So in coming slide, I will be showing that the forms and how you can fetch, how you can use this inputted data for the further analysis and classification. Okay. Now, so we have created the unit and we have updated the basic mandatory details which need to be updated here. And then the next process is that we need to create the lease contract. Okay. Now, uh, now let's go to the uh, tenant, this lease contract. Now, just click new. Once you click new, a new form will come like billing schedule group. What is a billing schedule group? This billing schedule group is related to how you are billing the tenant, whether it's monthly or yearly. Now let's assume I'm billing monthly. So whenever you are billing monthly, month end, every month end you are transferring that into the profit and loss account, like a rental revenue you are accumulating. But if you are billing yearly, what happens? Like if you are, it's a yearly, maybe you will be collecting the rent in advance for the 1 year, or a 6 month rent you will be collecting in advance, or you have the policy that you will be creating a accrual income, and monthly you will be deferring that particular income to the proper P&L account. Both these scenarios we can cover. Or you will be renting without any rent to a staff. If you are renting to a staff, you can create a contract and just select a unit without any value, and then you can allocate an employee code to there. So all these scenarios you can cover in this custom module. Now let's assume I'm going for a monthly billing. So as you know that we need to create a customer, because we are selling this particular service to the customer, right? So we need to create the customer. So drop down from the customer master and you need to select the customer, and you need to specify the
Kevin, are you there? We are not able to hear you. I think there is some network issue at Kevin's end. Let me just ping him separately and ask him to rejoin.
Yes, Anshul.
Sorry guys, I got some network issues. Hope you are able to hear my voice. Hello?
Yes,
Yes,
Kevin.
Kevin.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
I believe just now only I got disconnected. You were able to hear me properly. Uh, now you are,
Yeah.
I am audible, right?
Yes, yes. Now you're audible. Just the last couple of sentences.
Last,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Let me share my screen. Just let me know you're able to see me. I'm just sharing my screen.
Yes, we can see.
Okay. Okay. Now, so we have created one a contract, a lease contract, and once you create a contract, the next thing is that you need to attach. You need to select which unit we wanted to rent. We wanted to lease to that particular tenant. Okay. So here in the drop down, you need to add, and you will be getting the master drop down here. We can select that particular flat number here, and in case if you are collecting any refundable deposit, any fee, uh, any other additional charges, something like that, that is also we can manage through the codes, like item number codes is there, you can select that as well. So you need to select that and you can update the unit price there. Okay. And once you do that, the next thing is that if in case you wanted to check what all are the uh, asset, means furnitures like table, chairs, bed, and all, like etc. things like of home appliances, which is linked to this particular unit. Either you can link that before creating a contract in the unit master itself, you can link that, or while creating the lease contract, you can link that particular from the fixed asset master. Okay. So uh, once you click on that, you can see this one. This will be linked to the fixed asset master. So based on the requirement, the person who is creating the contract, he can attach that, and also he can take the this is a form from here. Actually, he can take the printout for his recording purpose. And now the next thing is that now we have created one contract. We linked the unit. Once we link this particular unit, now the status of this particular unit will go to occupied from vacant. Now, what is a billing? We need to see the billing details. Though this is a monthly schedule we have created. Once you click this particular billing details now, it will give the split, means monthly breakup of the transaction, 15,000. You can see the date as well. From here, each month we can create the invoice as well. So there is a workflow option which is available here. This is a business scenario specific only. Like if you wanted to use, you can use. Otherwise, you can skip and directly go to the generate invoice. You can see as of now, for the time being, this is disabled because this because of the mandatory workflow option which is available. Once you submit this workflow, the management, the higher authority will check this particular lease contract, and then they will approve, reject, request change, delegate, cancel. This action they will take. Now let's assume they have approved it. Once they approved, the workflow status will go to approved. And now you can see that the generate invoice button is getting enabled. From here, they can generate the invoicing. And as I said, once a unit is created under a contract, the unit status will goes to occupied. Now, generating the invoice, they can select a period until which the period they wanted to create the invoice, and in how they wanted to create the invoice, through a credit note, through a sales order they wanted to, or through a free text invoice. They don't want to go for a sale order every time. Just a free text invoice is enough. So free text invoice, I will give a short explanation. Like if I have some normally why we are using the free text invoice is that if it is not related to item sale and all, we can directly other income related things. We will be using the free text invoices. If management is deciding that they don't want to create a sale order for all the rental invoices they are using, that they can go for they directly go for the free text invoice, and also they can decide like whether post it directly once you create invoice, whether just create a sale order, then the user will go and check the sale order one more time and then they will post, or at the time of creating the sale order means in sale order, post it directly without any gap. So these things are they can decide here. Now you can see that the first month I'm going to bill and generating this invoice. Automatically, what system will do? System will create a sale order in the number sequence, and that numbers sale order we can track from the here as well. Sales under sales, the view sales order option details is there. So once open that one, you will get the reference of the newly created sale order here. And once you click that, it will direct to that the sale order which has been created automatically. So you can see the lines automatically coming with the details and everything, with the unit price and everything. Now let's assume that you wanted to add some tax as well. You forgot to add the tax. Actually, in D365, what you can do is that master and you can define the tax. So what is a master? Here, customer is one of the master we used, and unit is the another master. So in these two masters, you can define the master. In the customer master, you can define the item say sale tax group, and in the unit master, you can define the item sale tax group. So automatically based on the selection you are doing in the lease contract, you are selecting the customer and you are selecting the unit. So from there, it will auto fetch these details. For the time being, I didn't selected these two to demonstrate this one. So automatically it will update and you can get the tax calculation and you can post that into the relevant output tax liability main account. Now let's assume they missed this particular part. That is also fine. You need to come to the sale order. Before posting the sale order, you come to the sale order, go to the lines under setup. We can select the item sale tax group and the sale tax group. Okay, based on the combination, the tax working will happen in the D365. Now go to the sale order tab. Under totals, you can see the tax calculation here. This is the tax calculation only for the first line, because normally for the refundable deposit there won't be any tax. Only for the rental income, if it's a commercial let out and all, the tax will happen. So, and the reason why this total remain 30,000, the reason is that this particular sale order we configured in a inclusive of tax. Okay, so that is a toggle, but that's a setup only. Based on the scenario, you can change that as well. By default, we set this at all the sale order should be inclusive of tax. So on top of this amount, the tax will be calculated. And go to the invoice tab, and then do the postings. Okay, now just post it. Now come to the invoice, and invoice journal will be created. If you check the voucher, you can check the voucher from this particular tab. You can see that the revenue has been hitted. Okay, because this is the reason why this is splitted is that only for that particular revenue part the tax is happening. Output tax liability has been created. Then account receivable have been created for 30,000, and this will be hitting in the customer. This will be hitting in the P&L account. This is the sale tax payable, and the one security deposit account is there. That's a liability for this company, and it is created. So this is how a normal monthly billing of the rental revenue will happen. Now let's assume like I have created an yearly billing, and for that I collected the rent in advance, or I wanted to create a financial transaction in the system, I want to accrue that particular transaction in the system as a accrued revenue. And then I need to defer that particular revenue monthly or half yearly, quarterly, whatever may be the reason. So let's assume now I want to defer that into 12 months. What I will do is that while selecting the contract, while creating the lease contract, I will select the yearly and I will do the transaction. Once I post the transaction, you can see this one. Just compare the first this slide and this one. So here actually it is hitting directly the revenue account. But if it is an yearly one and defining in the setup that this should go to the accrued revenue, you can see this deferral account has been created for that particular amount. Instead of hitting in the revenue account, it is hitting the deferral account, and the remaining transactions are similar only. So only one difference will happen. It will go to the deferral account. It's a name only that we have created from our end. You can rename and based on the scenario. Once you post a transaction, what system will do is that automatically it will create a deferral schedule. Once it is a deferral transaction, it will create a deferral schedule. You can come to the real estate module under revenue expense deferral. There is a all deferral schedule is there. You can see this particular transaction deferral schedule. The sale order reference is there, and the deferral has been created for that particular amount. If you go inside this particular schedule, system will auto split based on the here actually we didn't equally subdivided the amount on what we have done was 31 and 30 days. The difference is there now. Just let's include that as well. So we included that, and based on that the division will happen. And from here the user can recognize the revenue based on the month wise. So let's assume I have so what they will do is that they will click on the recognize button and they can select the JV, which JV they wanted to use, and they will post a transaction. So automatically the transaction will go, and from here itself you can see from which main account to which main account it will go. From 2 series, this is the deferral account, to the 4-5 account, that is a 4 series account, that's the revenue recognition account. From here it will go to this particular account. So let's assume that all my transactions are deferral related transactions. I have 100 or 2000 transactions every year. So this is not manually possible to recognize the revenue, go to each deferral schedule and post a transaction. It is impracticable. This is not practically possible. So for this to avoid this hardship, what we have done was in the system we have created the periodic jobs. The periodic jobs you can run it periodically. You can schedule the recurrence as well. Automatically based on the criteria you are giving, it will run the job and auto create the entry, and it will post. Both you can decide, like just whether you wanted to create the entry and you wanted to post, or just create the entry, you will check and post. So this type of functionality have already there in the custom module. Now let's assume I created one lease contract, and before the completion of the contract, I wanted to terminate the contract. Maybe the tenant is leaving before the contractual period and all. So how we will manage? And that too, if it's a monthly contract now, we have the options to terminate the contract. Once you click the terminate, if it's a monthly contract, we don't have any financial impact is there in the system, because every month end we are manually running, or through a batch job we are running and posting the transaction directly to the P&L. There is no control account is involved, and also if we wanted to terminate this one directly, we can terminate it. There won't be any financial impact. But in case of the yearly contract, we have already created a deferral account for the 1 year, and now before ending the lease contract, this tenant is leaving. So we need to reduce the contractual period. On based on that reduction, we need to adjust the deferral account and all. Everything need to be done automatically as well in one click. So here under terminate contract, we have two options: terminate and terminate with a refund. Select the termination date, okay, and you can enable this pro rata basis, because if he is leaving in middle of a particular month, or some not in the month and any other date, So based on the day wise, the revision will happen. Select the termination date, then enable the pro rata basis. Then the recent code is we need to select. That is also a master. Based on the requirement, we can configure that. And then now what we will do is that we will click the terminate with the refund. So what system will do is that it will create another sale order. You can see once we do this one, automatically it will create another sale order. And in that sale order, it will be, this is the sale order, it will be with the negative quantity, negative value with the 2,500, because September month then only we have done the termination. So based on the month wise, it is updating the that adjustment amount, it will update here with the negative. So same like how we invoicing it, we need to post the transaction. So once we post the transaction, the next thing is that we wanted to come the deferral schedule and see the amount. Initially it was 14,000. Now you see this one, that 2,500 has been updated and the deferral amount has been reduced. If you go inside this particular deferral schedule, you can see this one. Like original schedule amount is, it was 14,285, and what is the adjusted amount, and what is the recognized, and what is the remaining amount, what is the total amount. So like this, the full information will be available in the system, and that you can bring in the form level as well. So while you clicking the double schedule itself, in this form itself, you can have a clear, accurate clarity regarding the what is the current position of your rental let out. Now, let's come to the contract again. Now, 1 year have elapsed. Okay, that tenant which we have already leased out the apartment, they are ready to renew the contract for the another 1 year. So what we will do? Whether we need to go for a new contract or not, there is no requirement to create a new contract until and unless it is necessary. We can carry for continue with the same contract. The system have the functionality for the renew automatically function. You just wanted to enable this one, then the end date, this end date you need to update into 2025. And once we do that, automatically the line level, the end date will be updated. Same like how we have done the invoicing now, that process we will continue. We will click on the generate invoice button, it will create the sale order, and the transaction will be posted. This is how the renewal will be happening in this this contract. Now let's assume I wanted to give some discount, because this is a employee is an employee in the organization, so some discount need to be, apart from the standard policy which is there. I wanted to give some discount. So here you can see this option called escalation and discount option is there. In the escalation and discount option, you can specify the percentage or the amount of discount you are giving to that particular rental apartment, to that particular employee. And once you click OK, automatically that 10% is, now I have given the 10%. So based on that, it will get updated here. And you can post a transaction. So this will automatically record the sale order as a discount, and the tracking will be there. And you can pull the report based on that, to whom you have provided discount, what is the discount amount you have provided, like that you can pull the report. Now, on top of this functionality, what all are the other forms and printouts which are available? Unit inspection form and printout is there, as in handover form and printout is there, contracting, then damage claim form and printout, guest list form and printout, linked asset is there, asset handover acknowledgement printout is there. These are the additional forms which are there in the system, and you can have the details, you can update the details, and you can take the printout based on the requirement. Now let's come to the last part of the real estate module, is the reporting part. How you will be able to generate the report. These are the custom report which has been created specifically for the business. So based on the scenario of a business, we can actually create a custom report, and based on that, the business will get the analysis of the transaction. Now go to the unit inquiry. As I mentioned while starting the real estate module, that unit creation, there you can see you have to fill some mandatory options like uh, emirate details, region, location, functional type, space type, stand, unit category, bedroom, many details was there. So based on that, actually you can get your report, you can fetch you can see the uh, uh, report based on each selection. You just wanted to select this randomly and then apply. Based on that, the drop down will be the result will be updated. I wanted to see what all are the units which are occupied. I wanted to see which are not occupied, means vacant. I wanted to see what all are the contract which is terminated. 3 BHK flat I wanted to see. Balcony, which all are the apartment have the balcony, like that. A number of filters are there. You can add the filter as well. Based on the scenario, we can add the filter as well and we can apply that. So it will act as a complete information regarding the apartments here. Now, another custom report is the occupancy report. At one click, they wanted to know how much is occupied, how much is vacant, and what is the percentage of the occupied apartment. So these details, and that they wanted to know the category wise. Okay, we have the category called different campuses and all based on one scenario we have created in the system. So based on that, we can fetch. So here itself, it is clear that for 1 BHK, what is the total of investment apartment, what is the total of the staff apartment, and how much it is occupied and how much it is vacant. Like that, we can pull the report and we can adjust the report as well based on the scenario. Now, another report is the total contract revenue report, like how much you have collected from each apartment you wanted to know, how much yet to be collected, what is the receivable and all. So that report is also there. So these are the main report which are available, and on top of this, many other reports are there, but I'm not going to in deep of those report. In short, I wanted to conclude that we can customize any report based on the business requirement here in this real estate module. Okay, so with this, I'm concluding my presentation. Thanks for your patience and listening me carefully. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kevin. We'll just open the session for question and answers. Kevin, there are a couple of questions related to real estate. If you can move into chat box, you can see last 2-3 questions. Uh, Ahmed is having some issue probably accessing real estate module. So if you can answer that.
One second, I'm not seeing the question. 1 second.
Chat in the chat window, not in the Q&A, the chat window.
Okay, 1 second. Okay, who is asking? Can you name the person?
Ahmed Ismail, he has asked real estate not shown on the system. How could I reach?
Okay, this means in his system it is not available. That's what he's asking, right?
Probably yes.
Yeah, if that is the question, Ahmed, actually, this is a custom module from TSC. So actually he is, yeah, okay. So Ahmed, actually, this is a custom module we have created, which is in our own development only. So that is a product from our end. You won't be able to see that in the standard D365. This is custom built solution from our end. Any other question?
Mr. Sujit has one question. Real estate module probably has an e-invoice incorporated, invoicing incorporated for KSA.
That part actually, as of now, we have created this for the UAE legal entities. Okay, and this can be done actually. If it's a requirement, then we can think about it. Any reservation module Can you please just explain what you mean by the reservation module? That I'm not getting that particular point. So if you can elaborate that question, it will be better.
Anshul, maybe you can unmute for those who have questions.
Yeah, guys, please just raise your hand if you have any question. I'll unmute your mic, allow your mic so you can unmute yourself and ask the question. Sri, you have raised your hand. I have allowed your mic. If you want to ask anything, you can.
I just wanted to check if this question was for Satka for KSA on the e-invoicing.
I think that would be, yes.
Yes,
Yeah, if it is, then we do have the integrations and we have done it for the clients. So yes, we do have that.
Okay. I have allowed Mr. Syed Rahim's mic. Mr. Syed, you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
It's for Kevin. Kevin, regarding the real estate app, it's good, okay. But do we have something in F&O itself as a map view where I would be able to see the occupancy? Brief.
You are asking about
what is
the report, right? Like you wanted to see the
not
occupancy
just
report.
a report. It's not a report, say as such, but you know, a form where I would get a total. Maybe it is area wise, maybe it is project wise. Okay, that type.
Yeah, that thing actually, like I told you, right? This is a custom module. So if you have a requirement like that, we can add that in the unit inquiry form. There you can actually put the region or the occupancy, whatever the classification you wanted there, we can add that there. So you will get the report based on your requirement.
You mean to say that it will be you're focusing it to be given as a report, not as just like
either as a view, like a form you want like that also you can create, or as a report, just a report you wanted to download into an Excel or a PDF or a Word like
right
that.
Now it's not there. Right now it's not available, but you can give it.
It's a report. Is available, like a form it is not.
Okay, thank you.
Guys, we are going to run a poll where you can simply mark your answer. If you have any, if you want to connect with us separately on a particular topic, or if with respect to any requirement, you can just mark yes or no. We'll be able to connect with you separately. Meanwhile, I'll just allow this next person's mic for him to ask the question. Mr. Stalin, I have unmuted you. I have allowed your mic. You can unmute yourself and ask the question. Meanwhile, guys, please submit the poll as well.
All right. Thank you for allowing me for such a question. For you, I should thank for this seminar, for a brief, detailed comments about the D365. I have 3 questions just to understand the process flow in D365.
Okay.
I'm not sure whether this module has been presented. How we will be able to take bank reconciliation statements in D365 with the posted documents every month?
See, actually, that is related to cash and bank module in the D365. We have a dedicated module called cash and bank module. I hope you didn't go through the modules, I guess. Means whether you have an idea regarding this one, or you are just new to this the software. Just wanted to know.
No, I wanted to understand and explore the possibilities of reconciliation in D365 itself.
Understood. So here actually we have the option manual reconciliation and advanced bank reconciliation, 2 options which is available in the system. Okay. So in the manual bank reconciliation, like you will be able to see all the transactions which you are posted in a particular bank. Okay, you can specify the bank balance there, and you can manually you can tick the transaction and you can reconcile it. You will get the report and all related transaction related reconcile details, everything you will be getting that one. That is a manual bank reconciliation option which is available, and advanced bank reconciliation is also available in the D365. Both the option is
Right.
available.
All right. Adding to the same question, uh, will there be any options, or is it to be customized so that our bank statements can be uploaded into the system so that the
Yes.
transaction can be marked along with the reference number as per the bank statement into the Navision, the 365, and that get automatically mapped with our postings as well? Would that be such
Okay.
chance available, or it needs to be
You are
queried with the additional?
okay. I think it's better that your question is regarding any automatic payment you wanted to do from the system, or just marking some relevant informations you wanted to update in the bank transaction, like some reference details you wanted to add, or on
Correct.
automatic payment you wanted to do, or a reference
Correct.
you have.
Correct.
Okay, that is possible. Like a check number you will be having, or a online reference number you will be having. So we have the options to update those things, and you can post a transaction, and you can get those transactions, the reconciliation as well with this reference. It is possible. You can generate the check number for the vendor. For the customer, you can generate the check number. You can have the PDC. You can settle the PDC. You can unsettle. You can, based on the maturity date. I mean, based on your customer maturity date, you can do that. And auto settlement we can do. Like, it will first you post a transaction to a PDC, and it will go to a bridging account. Once you settle, only your bank will be impacted, right? So those things automatically system on with the one button click you can do. You will post the vendor transaction with the PDC. It will go to a bridging account, and once the maturity date arrives, either you can cancel that based on scenario, or you can settle it. So these things are there, and the check number will be auto generated. You can print the check number from the system in your printer. Means customized for each bank based on the bank wise, because all the bank the different check number, check layout will be used, right? So you can attach, you can configure those things with the system itself. It can be done.
All right. Fine, sir. Thank you. This is on to the reconciliation of bank statements with books of accounts. Second thing, on the approval categories, like the financial documents, what we raised in the team, there are protocols that the source it starts from the creators and the verifiers, and then
Hmm.
once it is authorized or approved, the entry get posted by automatically rather than passing the manual copies in the S12 versions. So how that is possible in terms of those channels of approvals areas, creators,
Okay.
starting from creators and ending with approval. Once it is approved, it will get
Huh.
posted as I explore the same something in the SAP product.
Okay. Now I shown you the general journal. One of the example I am telling. Okay. So
Yep. Yep.
in the general journal, now let's assume that I have some transaction to be posted. Okay, and I'm a user. Just an end user. I'm creating it. I can have the workflow there. Workflow is like, I can have the workflow based on the scenario. Like, if the amount is crossing this particular limit, it should go to this person, and then once he approve, it should go to the other person, and then based on his approval only, the user will be able to post the transaction, or the automatic posting will happen. This is one of the criteria that you can configure in the workflow. Okay, and another is the approval option. There won't be any workflow, but there will be approval. There will be approval group for those transactions. Once you create the transaction, then you will send it for the approval group. Approval group will having the full access. They will be having the option to accept, reject, or delegate, or change whatever it is. They will do that option, and you will be getting notified, and you can post the transaction. So this will happen, and this is the standard thing which is available in the system. Okay, and then the same thing you can have in the sale order, purchase order, and the other, all the modules wherever the financial posting is there now, this control will be there. So in my understanding, based on your requirement, the workflow will serve your purpose. Based on the scenario, workflow is not just like one person will be there to approve. It is not like that. Based on the scenario, you can actually configure the workflow based on the amount, like to whom it should go, from who all are required to be approved. It required two different persons approval, then only it will get notified for the user to post, or an automatic posting will happen. Like that, we can actually define it. This is the standard thing. And on out of box, if any requirement is that, it can be easily accommodated in D365. That is the specialty of the software.
That's great, sir. Thank you. Third one, I think this is a subsidiary of the previous one. While we send the postings for approvals, along with that, we want to attach the documents into that the posting itself. Would that be possible? And the document
Yes.
should stay in the system itself, in the server, so that
Yeah.
while audit period, references of supporting can be traced in the system itself.
Yeah.
Is that
Okay.
be chance of adding into the posting itself? I need your
Yes, yes. I got your point. Like, you wanted to add now, say for example, you are creating one travel expense, and you want to attach some invoice or a document with that particular transaction. So tomorrow, if the auditor is there, they can directly verify the scanned document, either in a PDF or any other format. They can verify and they can approve the transaction. This is what you are looking for, if I'm not wrong.
correct, sir. You are right.
Yes, it can be easily, we can, because the system is giving the option to attach the file in each and every form. GL, whatever the transaction, in GL transaction, AP, AR, module, FA, sales order, purchase order, whatever the transaction you are posting, you can have attachment. Either it's an image format, or in a Word format, or in a PDF format, XML, Excel format, whatever it is. And you can attach that one, and you can post a transaction, and it can be reproduced to the auditor who is having this admin access, and check, they can check the document you are attached, and so based on that, they will be they can approve the transaction. It is possible. Attachment is possible.
Great, sir. Thank you. And the final question for me is tax reconciliation reports. Just to understand, with the authorities of this federal tax, so the data already getting populated in the VAT portal separately. Would our this D365 will get synchronized with our tax portal, so that we will have the tax base as per the portal, and that also will get synchronized in our books also? Is there any such synchronization of options, or this is number one? Number two, uh, is there any reconciliation report standalone that will showcase us revenue as a separate column with output liability and the related expenses or purchases that combined with the input credit, and it shows the net VAT liability payable for the month? That
Okay.
report we would like to have a value
Yeah.
addition, so that will get auto populate for the VAT liability disposals. Your message.
Yes. Okay. Your both the questions are valid only. I will answer your second question. Okay.
Yep.
Regarding the reports, how you will be able to generate the same report you are submitting to the Federal Tax Authority. I think this is what you are looking for in the second question. Okay. If I'm not wrong. So in D365, actually, in the standard setup for the, actually we will be creating the legal entity based on the location. While we are creating the company or a legal entity, we need to select the country or region. So while we are selecting that one itself, the localization is happening. This D365 knows the tax concept in each and every country. So based on that, they have separate tax setup for each legal entity. Even I'm creating a US related company, UAE related company, Saudi related company, so Oman related company, like that. I'm selecting and I'm creating a legal entity. I will be having the tax setup also will differ based on that. So based on that, how much sale you have done, whether it's a zero rated or whether it's an exempted, taxable, then purchases you have done, whether it's a like region wise. I guess you need to submit to the federal tax authority based on the region wise, like Abu Dhabi, Fujairah, Oman, like Ajman, like that. You need to give the split up to the federal tax authority. That classification is also available. You can pull a report based on that. So it's nothing you cannot create something. You can create it. Only thing is that the one-time setup we need to do in the system. By standard, you can get the report based on the format which is you are presenting to the federal tax authority. The first question you are asked regarding the integration with the Dubai federal tax authority portal. Am I correct or not? That integration.
You are right, sir. Yes, you are right. Presently,
Okay.
it is not synchronized, I believe, because I don't see any such kind of developments in FTA's perspective to get this synchronized with our ERP as well. Just I'm
Okay.
asking whether
I
is there
think
any such yeah.
this thing, I think it's better to hold this question so that our expert who are an expert in this area will be able to answer your question either directly in the next sections. So Anshu, you can actually just record
Sure.
this particular
Sure, Mr.
question.
Salin, we will get back to you with this particular question. Our principal consultant will get back to you with the answer of this query. All right.
Thank you.
I'm going to take
Thank
up the
you.
next question from Mr. Sunil. Mr. Sunil, I have allowed your mic. You can please unmute your mic and ask your question.
Hello.
Yes, Mr.
Yes.
Sunil.
Do you have any service management module?
Service management module in the sense.
Yeah,
just elaborate.
to handle the garage kind of things or
Asset management module we have, and
asset management we can deal with our own asset only. We are dealing with the customer assets, customer repair, maintenance, all these kind of things.
This also actually we can park ensure like we need to
yeah, okay.
discuss with
Asset management, regarding asset management, there is a license cap, no? 100 license. With the supply chain, we will get only the 100 license to create the asset. After that, we need to buy additional license for that. That's right.
It is there actually. Service management module. It is there, like fleet management you are talking about, something
No,
like
not fleet. Just pure asset management. The asset management with the third party. But the problem here, the asset management, we need to take the additional license to use that module. So you have
Mr.
your
Sunil,
own, yeah.
Mr. Sunil, I have asked our principal consultant to join, so you can ask the question to him. He'll be able to respond to you.
Okay, then later I will ask. Okay.
Yeah. I'll just unmute Mr. Sudhir as well. Mr. Sudhir, you also had one question. I have allowed your mic. You can unmute yourself and ask the question.
Yeah, Kevin. Hi. Kevin, when we are posting these general entries, right, like normal general entry, at that point of time, we are attaching the invoice, right? For example, any rent related or any stationery related item, we will post it, right? So in that particular area, when we downloading the trial balance, so in the alter perspective, like alter some thousands of lines will be available as in trial balance. So any particular line related invoice copy when we are trying to download in the trial balance level. So that feature is not available. Like the same main account when we are in the line level, it is attached already. The same voucher when we checking in the trial balance as well, it is not showing that invoice copy as well. So again, we need to go to the audit report and open the voucher transactions and opening that.
You mean to say that like you wanted to see while you are downloading into that in an Excel or something like that, you wanted to get a link to click and then open the invoice you have attached, like that.
Yeah, like how I expecting is
Actually,
like when we are posting the yeah.
Yeah, continue, sorry. continue.
Yeah. In the line level, we are attaching, right, at the time of transaction in journal entries when we are posting.
Okay.
So over there, we are attaching one invoice copy, for example, just an assumption. So the same file needs to appear in the voucher level also, right? Like when I run the trial balance and I will pick a particular main account.
See, if you are attaching some transaction and you are posting it, and you can get the reference in the customer transactions. So, for example, you select one customer in a transaction or a vendor, and you have posted the transaction, and you attached some attachment with that particular
in the line level.
in the line level. Okay, you have attached, and you wanted to see that if you are taking the transaction list of that customer, you wanted to see whether any attachment is there. That information you will get. Okay.
Yeah.
And you need to go to that particular original document, and then only you will be able
yes,
to see.
Again, we need to go to all the line level only. We need to go like actually got one requirement from the client side. She is asking to develop these things in the she's updating that main account, that particular main account in the trial balance, and she's like, why she's asking means thousands of invoices are there. When the auditor came into the in the organization, so we asked invoice copy within that particular time. So again, she is not aware, right? So which document it is updated or which document it is not uploaded. So some gap I identified with the user. Okay.
So in the dump itself, you are actually asking, means if you are taking a voucher dump itself, you wanted to have that reference, and while you clicking that, you wanted to get that reference. Means
when like these feature, I suggest in the audit trial, audit report, we can able to view that. Again, it will go to the line level only, but she's asking only in the voucher level only. For example, any particular main account we are checking, right? Like we are picking, right? So that particular main account itself, like whatever the vouchers, all transactions we are opening, right? When we any particular main account we are selected, and we go to all transactions on that particular main account. Over there, the voucher numbers will be reflected in our system.
Yeah, actually.
So over there only there is an attachment column is available, but the file is not visible to us.
That thing is not there actually by standard. Yeah.
Yeah, that one thing I wanted.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So apart from that, remaining I'm not able to access previous videos. Kevin, can you after this call,
Mr. Sudhir, we'll connect
okay
with you. We'll provide you a different link from which you'll be able to access the videos directly.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, Anjana, you can just relaunch that poll again. We have not enough responses, so that people who are available and want a separate discussion with us, they can
I
reach
think
out
there
to
was
them.
a glitch with the previous poll for some of them, so I'm just relaunching.
Sure. Kevin, there was some question Mr. Sunil has asked related to service management. Sobi is here. Probably Sobi will be able to take up that question.
Sure.
Mr. Sunil, are you available in the meeting right now? I think he has left. I think he's not available. Okay, so we'll again probably reach out to Mr. Sunil and we'll respond to his query. Anybody else having any other question? Okay. Naufal, I have allowed your mic. You can please, you can unmute it and ask your question.
Good afternoon, Mr. Sunil. Thank you for the session. It was a wonderful session. In between, it was a lengthy session, so I couldn't be there the whole session. But you have shared the link. I'll look forward to review it. My question is, regarding the SEDCA second phase. So, do you have I heard that you have a solution. Is it the right time to ask you this, or we should have it separately?
Naufal, would you want to know about the commercials on
E-
this, on the
no,
IP? Sorry.
No, I want to know your solution. Is it a middleware or is it a solution within Dynamics?
So it's an ISV solution which we have developed, and it will come to you as a part of the solution within FNO.
Within FNO. So the
Within
development
FNO.
is within FNO. So there is no
Yeah, yeah.
middleware.
No, there is.
Okay. And then in that case, if you can, I will so separately we can have a session.
No problem. We can connect.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Anyone else having any question they can ask, or we can wind up the session now. If you want to discuss your requirements separately with us, please do respond to that poll. We'll reach out to you post this webinar. I think that's it for today. Guys, please do join in tomorrow as well. We are going to cover bank management, investment management, and treasury management. So thank you so much for joining in for today's session, and see you tomorrow.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Kevin.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thanks,
Thanks
everyone.
so much. Thanks.